to begin, I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about preparation for going to an abandoned location or a haunted location. So basically, before you go on a ghost hunting adventure, you want to make sure that you always have supplies with you. You definitely do want to have a camera with you, in which I have two different cameras that I use. The one that I'm filming with right now, which is a night vision and infrared camera. And I also have my vlogging camera. So when you guys see me using the camera facing towards me, holding it, that's most likely me using the vlog camera. And then when I use footage in the dark, that's most likely me using the night vision. And other stuff that you definitely would want to have is video cameras, audio recorders, even thermometers, anything to film or record a source of energy. So whatever you're filming, you definitely want to have that evidence that is going to show that change in temperature. A lot of this equipment that we use and that people use is pricey. It's definitely expensive, but if you want the best evidence to be able to provide to people, you definitely want to have that investment set aside for this kind of work, because when you have more sources of evidence, it's more likely that people who are skeptical about this kind of work are going to be able to actually start to believe it and be less skeptical, because they'll see like proof. And that is what the whole point of everything is, you know, is to be able to show that evidence and provide that evidence through different resources that we have at hand. If there is a location that you are interested in going to and you let them know what kind of work it is that you're doing, and they see that you're there for a professional reason, you're most likely to be able to go in a property at a certain time of day and be allowed to be there, versus sneaking in and facing legal issues later on down the road. And safety is such an important role when you go exploring. I'll bring a first aid kit with me, I'll have it in my car. So now guys, I kind of wanted to start going into some of the equipment that I use when I go investigate. I have about 4 things that I want to talk to you guys about in terms of equipment that I use when I go explore abandoned locations and paranormal sites. So the first one that I wanted to get into is actually called, it's this right here. It's a K2 EMF meter, and these have been used for a long time. This is one of the classic models, one of the authentic classic models that they've used in plenty of ghost hunting shows that I'm sure you guys are familiar with if you watch my channel. And they use these a lot, and they're very well known, especially this one. I'll do a little close-up right here. That's what it looks like. And to turn it on, all you do is click this right here. You see how it lights up right away? That's how you know it's on and working. It'll be solid green. And then to turn it off, you click that. Basically, what this is, EMF stands for electromagnetic fields. And these EMFs are emitted by electrical devices of all types. And EMFs are everywhere in your homes. And a lot of you guys might not realize this, but it's everywhere. So your appliances, your cell phones, electrical wiring, and sometimes even our bodies can recognize these detections, which is the reason why they're used so heavily for paranormal investigations. The measurements for these, which I've gotten questions about, are milligauss ranges. So that's what you would say in terms of when this goes up, you'll say like, oh, 2.5 milligauss or something like that. So continuing on there, I'm going to talk to you guys about a digital voice recorder or EVP recorder. And I'll do a little close-up right there too. That's what that is right there. And EVP recorders are any type of recording devices basically that people use in attempt to capture ghost voices on tape. So whatever your camera doesn't capture, most likely this will. So the next thing that I'm going to get into is it's called a spirit box. They use them to sweep radio frequencies. A lot of these spirit boxes have been able to prove otherwise evidence that maybe other equipment wasn't able to prove in an investigation. And it scans the white noise of the radio frequencies that are believed to provide energy and transmission that spirits need to get their voices through to us. Lastly, what I'm going to get into now is the camera that I'm actually using to film on right now. It's a 4K Ultra HD camcorder, and it has infrared and full spectrum. So it's definitely important when you're doing these investigations to have those options on hand to be able to capture that full effect of evidence that you're showing and displaying to your audience through your content. So this is how it looks regular, and I'm going to click this button, and you guys are going to see it go night vision. Now we're in night vision mode, and I'm going to go back and switch it to the regular mode. So that is the difference that you guys would see, and it looks a little bit different now because that is pretty much works best obviously when you're in a point of complete darkness. And I actually have two other lights that I use for investigations, infrared and full spectrum. And this one's actually just a brighter light to focus on your subjects. But I have these two boxes that they literally just look like little boxes with lights in them. But these definitely help to extend that range. I had a lot of people tell me that they wanted to get a video on just specifically talking about tips about ghost hunting, as well as exploring and the equipment that I use and how you use each piece of equipment that I bring out with me at these adventures that I go on.